won't survive.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Moho, back with a video for you guys, and I got some interesting news for you guys. One thing I want to get out of the way is I switched my sensitivity from 3 back down to 2, mainly because I started thinking about it, and I know a lot of you guys, you see how I move around the map and all that stuff, and it's really nice, really neat. But, just being honest, I was missing a lot of shots, long range and mid range, that I should never have, from what I felt, I should never have missed. So what I did is I went back to 2 sensitivity. It was a hassle because I'm not one of those dudes that like to give up on something. When you're playing like 3 sensitivity and you go back down, 2 feels so slow. Ridiculously slow. But I just kept telling myself, you know what, it's only like that because you're playing on 3. And it'll be better for you in the long run. So I put it back on 2. I was sucking ass, getting destroyed. It was bad. Like, I was like cringing onto my controller, just like super heated because, I was getting turned on. Like, you know what I mean? I was getting, people were killing me, and I couldn't turn fast enough, and I don't know. But I have to say, since I've done this, there's 2 positive things that came out of it. Number 1, my shot is like 10 times better. And keep in mind, this is all theater footage. Theater footage tends to make my shot look like ass. I don't know why. It makes me look like I'm shooting left and right. I turn left and right. It looks terrible. But for 2 things, I liked it. One is because my accuracy is 10 times better. I swear to you guys, it's way better. Actually, 3 things. So 1, because my accuracy is better. 2, because playing on such a lower sensitivity, it kind of forces me to play smarter. Because, at a high sensitivity, people tend to play reckless because they know they could win fights that they shouldn't win, knowing that they could just turn around and stuff. And number 3, I can use an ACR now and not have to worry about my shot. I'm not saying on a high sensitivity your shot sucks. But I am saying if you play on a lower sensitivity like 2 is probably the best thing for you. Your accuracy is going to be on point. I'm not one of those dudes that can really control a high sensitivity. Some people out there are crazy. Like Fizzer. Fizzer plays on like fucking 6 or 8 or something like that. Choppy. He's the same way. And then there's somebody else out there that I met, some pwn guy. I don't know, but he plays on like 10. And they can control it, that's just not me. That's just not for me. Unless I'm playing on PC and I have a mouse, of course. But when I play on 2 now, since I've gotten so used to it, it feels like 3 to me. And that's the good thing. A lot of people try something and then they just give up. And you can't do that at all. You have to just stick with it. You have to know what's best for you. And I got a tweet yesterday about the guy talking about control freaks. Like, Moho, I listened to your advice. I took the control freaks off. It took a while, but guess what? It worked. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you want something that's gonna be done, that's gonna better your game, it's gonna take time and it's gonna take patience. So yes, I'm done with that talk. If you guys have any questions about why, any more questions about why I switched, or if you should switch or whatever, just put it in the comments box below and I'll get back to you guys. Another thing, a lot of you guys are asking. I checked Twitter. A lot of you guys are curious as to how should you prepare for Black Ops? How should you prepare? Like, it's probably the number 1 question in everybody's mind right now, because obviously that game's going to be huge. Obviously it's going to be on the circuit, and obviously you want to have a good start to the game. That's in my mind as well as everybody else's. One thing that you can do, and this is going off previous experience from COD 4, you want to go into this game with confidence. Number 1, you have to have confidence. You have to believe that you're going to be good. You have to believe you're going to be the best. Because if you go into this new game with that attitude, not being cocky. Don't be cocky. Don't mistake my words. Don't be a cocky prick. Be confident. Know your team is going to be good. Okay? And if you go into this game knowing that, what's going to happen is you're going to set these high standard goals for yourself, and if you don't achieve them, you're going to get disappointed in yourself, ultimately making you work harder. That's what I did in COD 4. I told everybody, if I had a nickel for every person who told me that I wasn't going to amount to shit in Call of Duty 4, I'd probably be rich. No joke. I told so many people. I'm like, yeah, you keep talking shit. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. That's what I kept telling them. But seriously though, the only reason that had happened is because I set those goals for myself. If I didn't do that, if I didn't say I wanted to be the best, if I didn't, set a goal down and say what do I want to do in this game? What do I want to become? What do I want to be? If I didn't do that, then I probably wouldn't have been as successful as I was in Call of Duty 4. Teaming with the players I team with, because the players I team with, they've all done the same thing. They all wanted to be the best. We all shared the same goals, and that's another thing. If you guys are, wondering about teams, your best bet is it doesn't even matter about skill. Your best bet is to find 3 other players that are on the same skill level as you, okay? The same mentality as you, and the same understanding as you. Like, they have to all, you have to all be on the same page. You know what I mean? You have to understand what you want to do to win. You have to understand what you have to do to become a team, and then, stick together is number one thing. Stick together. Because if you don't stick together, man, it's just going to suck. And I know coming from me, it sounds funny because, Fear made so many roster changes, which you guys all love to blame me for, which I don't really care. But that's just what these players do, man. They're so new, They're so new, they're so fresh. And if they don't win, they feel like they got to change their roster up, I used to make a lot of roster changes as well, but, I just did that because opportunities were there. I was being selfish. So, stick together. Go into this game with the right mindset. Go in here, when the game first comes out, go over stuff. Go over all the maps. That's what I do. I get nerdy with it, man. I go over all the maps. I try to find, I look up into the sky and see what buildings you can toss nades over with, and so on and so forth. I just get real nerdy with it. But that's my rant, guys, about how to prepare and why I switched back down to 2 sensitivity. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, favorite, and subscribe. It's your boy Moho. Peace.